Some people in the Roman world cleaned their teeth with urine. Not fresh urine. Old urine. It had been left standing for days. Long enough for it to become much stronger. Then they may have rubbed it over their teeth and gums. They believed it made their teeth whiter. And the disgusting part is, it may have produced a visible result. But did Romans really do this? Was urine genuinely used as toothpaste? Was it used as a mouth rinse? Was it common across the empire? Or was it mainly a regional custom? What if the entire story came from a joke? And what if that joke survived for 2,000 years? Before checking the history, we need to understand the chemistry. Fresh urine is mostly water. It also contains urea. But fresh urine is not the strongest cleaner. Once urine stands, bacteria begin changing it. Urea breaks down. Ammonia-related alkaline compounds develop. The liquid becomes more pungent. It also becomes more chemically active. That is why aged urine had practical value. Its chemistry could loosen grease and grime. It could also loosen some material on tooth surfaces. That does not make it modern bleach. And it certainly does not make it safe. But the idea was not chemically absurd. So now the historical claim becomes harder to dismiss. Our most famous evidence begins with a man named Egnatius. Egnatius had unusually white teeth. And he seemed determined to show them constantly. He smiled during ordinary conversations. He smiled when people argued. He even smiled in court. According to the poem, he smiled while an orator made people cry. He smiled at funerals too. The smile was not elegant. It was socially embarrassing. The poet Catullus decided to attack it. He did not simply call Egnatius annoying. He attacked the source of those white teeth. Egnatius came from Spain. And Catullus claimed people there cleaned their teeth with urine. The brighter Egnatius smiled, the more urine Catullus said it revealed. This sounds like direct evidence. But Catullus was not writing a dental manual. He was writing satire. The entire poem was designed to humiliate Egnatius. That makes the source valuable, but dangerous. A joke can preserve a real custom. It can also exaggerate one. And Roman writers often mocked provincial peoples. Calling foreigners dirty was an easy insult. So Catullus may have been using a stereotype. Yet the story does not end with Catullus. Another ancient writer also mentioned aged urine and teeth. The geographer Strabo described communities in northern Iberia. He said they stored urine in cisterns and used it to wash themselves and clean their teeth. But Strabo described them through openly hostile Roman stereotypes. Now we have two ancient references. But they do not prove that everyone in Rome did it. Both claims point toward Iberia, especially communities in the north and west. That changes the question. The practice may have been regional. It may also have been an outsider's stereotype. Or both could be true at once. A real habit can become an ethnic insult. Later writers repeated the story. Apuleius mentioned Spanish urine when defending tooth powder. But he was quoting the Catullus tradition. That may not be independent confirmation. The evidence is literary rather than archaeological. No preserved Roman toothpaste jar is labeled with urine. So the custom remains plausible, but difficult to measure. If the practice was real, what did people actually do? The ancient texts do not describe every step. They tell us the urine was aged. That probably meant leaving it in a container. Bacteria and time did the rest. The result would smell far stronger than fresh urine. It may have been used as a rinse. It may have been rubbed on with cloth. It may have been applied with a finger. It may have been combined with abrasive powder. But toothpaste is a modern word. The ancient substance may have behaved more like a cleaning liquid. The exact concentration is unknown. The frequency of use is unknown. And we cannot know how many people followed the habit. The reconstruction must remain cautious. Now we reach the most uncomfortable possibility. The urine may have made teeth look cleaner. Aged alkaline liquid could loosen some deposits. Rubbing with cloth or powder would add abrasion. Together, they could remove surface staining. That might make a smile appear brighter. But this is not the same as bleaching enamel. It does not prove healthier teeth. It would not repair cavities. An aged urine would contain microorganisms and contaminants. Repeated use could irritate the mouth. The smell alone would be extreme. So yes, it may have cleaned some stains. No, it was not good modern dental care. The visual result may have encouraged the habit. Even if the long-term health result was poor. Urine was only one claim in a much larger dental culture. Romans cared about clean teeth and pleasant breath. Many dentifrices were abrasive powders. Pumice could help scrape stains away. Powdered shells were another abrasive. Salt could be included. Charred or burned materials also appeared in recipes. Some texts mentioned burned animal bone or horn. Aromatic ingredients could improve the smell. Honey might help bind powders together. People could rub mixtures on with cloth. Small sticks or toothpicks also helped remove debris. These methods relied heavily on abrasion. Too much abrasion could wear enamel. Roman dental care was inventive, but often harsh. Urine fits that world better than it first appears. Catullus's insult only works because white teeth mattered. A bright smile could suggest grooming. It could suggest attractiveness. It could suggest refinement and status. Egnatius was proud of his teeth. He displayed them at every opportunity. Catullus turned that pride against him. The wider the smile looked, the more disgusting the alleged explanation became. That is why the joke survived. It combines vanity with humiliation. It also creates an unforgettable image. The poem is more memorable than a medical record. And memorable stories travel farther than careful qualifications. One man's smile became evidence for an entire civilization. That is where the modern myth begins. The idea also seems believable because Romans collected urine. Urine had commercial value. Fullers used it while cleaning cloth. Its alkaline chemistry helped loosen grease. Tanners and other trades could also value strong cleaning liquids. So storing urine was not unusual. Old urine already existed as a useful commodity. That makes dental use chemically and practically possible. But industrial use does not prove mouth use. The two claims must not be confused. The Emperor Vespasian later taxed revenue connected with urine collection. His son reportedly complained about the source of the money. Vespasian answered that money did not smell. The story shows how economically useful urine could be. It does not show that every Roman rinsed with it. Again, possibility is not proof of universality. Now watch how the story changes. First, Catullus mocked one Spanish man. Then Strabo reported a regional Iberian custom. Later writers repeated the association. Centuries passed. The original context disappeared. Satire became evidence. A regional claim became a Roman habit. Cleaning liquid became mouthwash. Mouthwash became toothpaste. Some Romans became all Romans. A complicated source became a simple headline. And the disgusting version traveled fastest. Because shocking claims are easy to remember. The internet did not invent the story. But it removed nearly all the uncertainty. So did ancient Romans clean their teeth with urine? The safest answer is, some people may have. The clearest ancient claims concerned communities in Iberia. Catullus used the custom as an insult. Strabo also described aged urine used on teeth. Apuleius later repeated the Spanish association. That makes the story more than a modern invention. But the sources are literary. They may repeat one another. They may exaggerate provincial customs. And they do not prove universal Roman use. The chemistry of aged urine could remove some surface grime. So the method may have appeared to work. But it was unsafe, unpleasant, and nothing like modern toothpaste. The story is probably not completely false. It is simply much larger today than the original evidence allows.